Hey guys, Winter Kills here from the future. I just want to apologize in advance for the poor audio quality on this particular episode. I thought I had the video fully rendered, ready to go, but it turns out that while it was rendering, some of the audio was corrupted. In fact, like the last 30 minutes was corrupted, and I was unaware, and I deleted the original high-quality audio files, so I had to go back and re-edit it using audio from one of the cameras, so I apologize for the poor audio quality. I got it as best as I possibly could, and I hope you guys are still able to enjoy it nonetheless. What's up, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome. I know it's been 6 months, but welcome to another episode of the Winter Chills, as we're calling it that, the Winter Chills podcast. I'm here with my friend Adam.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
He was on, I think, the past 2 times. It's the 3rd installment, so we're back.
Yes, sir.
Finally, another installment.
Finally.
Feels
yeah,
good to
it
be
does.
back.
It's
Hopefully,
been a long time.
Yeah, hopefully, the next one isn't a 6 month
6
wait.
months apart. Oh my goodness.
Because a lot of people have been. I always get asked in the Discord and on Twitter, like, "When's the next podcast?" I always talk about upcoming videos. Like, "When's the next podcast?" And it's like, whatever.
Here it is.
Here it is, yes. And also, it is on SoundCloud, so if you want to listen to just audio, it will be posted on SoundCloud probably within the next couple of days after this goes up on YouTube. So if you want to listen to it, it'll be up there. I'll leave a link to the SoundCloud in the description and in probably a pinned comment as well. So check out the SoundCloud. And as you guys noticed, there's this camera, that camera, this camera. We got multiple camera angles now, so I hope you guys enjoy it. This camera might be a little crusty, but it's okay. We'll very rarely cut to this camera, but we do have a few topics today. The first is probably going to be looking at Lightning Overdrive, talking about Lightning Overdrive.
Yes.
I think if we're going to talk about Lightning Overdrive, there's probably a few select cards we could probably look to talk about first. I think obviously we have Diviner of Heralds.
Yes.
Mu Beta Fafnir.
Very excited.
Mu Beta, I love saying that card's name. And the Lunar Book of Eclipse,
yes,
right?
Double Book of Eclipse. Twin Twister for Book of Moon, if you will.
Yeah, that's actually... I kind of like how they melded 2 cards together.
Yeah,
and it's
very cool.
Do you think that card will see play at all? Do you think people will do you think we'll see a list that was running 3 and then we'll see a massive card spike, price spike, or
not anytime soon? I don't think. It's just not a good format for it. It's really only good against like Dragon Link and stuff kind of like that. Even then against Dragon Link, it's still not that great. And just targets too. If it just said discard a card and then set 2 monsters in the field face down or something like that, would have been so much better. Because non-targeting booking is way better than targeting.
Yeah. That'd be a good Dragoon out right there.
Very nice, but I mean, it's still like not a bad card. Maybe not the best right now, especially with all like Shaddolls and stuff running around. Like, you don't want to book those, so
yeah,
it'll have its format, but I don't think it's time for it yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, because I don't see it being that much better than like Book of Moon would be, like being splashed and stuff, unless the format, like you said, really like switches to like a Book of Moon being really solid to stop a deck. Like, for example, like Zodiac was the best deck again.
Oh yeah,
like it was like a couple months ago. I think right when Zeus came out. I remember I was playing Book of Moon and Speedroids, I think, and it was like it overperformed in a lot of those matchups. But I don't think right now is that
not quite. Format. No. We'll have to see going forward, though.
Yeah.
But definitely pick them up now before they rise in price. I don't know how much it's going to be on drop, but it's going to be decently expensive. But if it ever becomes really good,
yeah,
it's going to be
a nice stonks investment right there. I think it'll probably be like, what do you think, like $60, $70 on release?
On release, maybe, yeah. It's probably going to go down to like 40, 30, though.
Yeah.
Like after that. So maybe even less. We'll see, though.
It seems like it could be such an insane card. You read it's a discard double Book of Moon and it targets. Is it up to 2?
I believe it's up to 2. I don't have the exact text pulled up right here, but I believe it's up to 2.
If it's up to 2, that's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Because at worst it could be a Book of Moon if there's just one thing, but then it can also be the double, which is kind of nice.
That is kind of nice. I do agree.
And then
for other secrets, there's like kind of like some. I mean, Diviner and Mu Beta are like that giveaways. Like those are going to be insane in Drytron. Yeah. Definitely a lot of people are going to be playing that again. Troll is going to be heavily main decked again, unfortunately, for Earth Machine players and Drytron players alike.
Robust Mermail players too.
Yes. But yeah, as for like other secret rares, there's some like interesting ones in there, but I think the Why do they call it this? The Ruddy Rose Dragon.
Yeah, why do they call it Ruddy Rose Dragon?
know.
That seems like such a terrible name for a card.
You're too scared of calling it like Blood Rose Dragon or something.
Or even like Ruby Rose Dragon would have worked fine.
Yeah, it's just so dumb. But I mean, it's a really good card.
Yeah, I forget what it does.
I think it like banishes everything from the graveyard on summon or something like that. And
okay, I think I remember this now.
It floats into Black Rose, I believe, which is really good.
Yeah, so it's 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner mon. Is this a secret rare?
Yeah.
It's a secret rare.
Secret rare, of course.
And there's the Starlight rare Black
Rose and the Lina, the Light Charmer, is also a Starlight we know so far. But
yeah.
We don't know the other 3, I believe.
This card is synchro summoned. You can banish all cards from the graveyards.
It's kind of correct.
Then, if this card was synchro summoned using Black Rose Dragon or a plant synchro monster's material, you can destroy all other cards in the field.
Yeah.
When your opponent activates a card or effect that would destroy a card or cards, quick effect, you can tribute this card, negate the activation, then special summon 1 Black Rose Dragon from your extra deck or graveyard.
That's kind of crazy.
So it's like a Stardust and basically like a Soul Release, but for both graveyards.
And if you used the Black Rose, right?
And it's a board wipe.
The card is kind of crazy, yeah.
It's a level.
It's a generic too. It's a really good card.
Does Black Rose say on summon, or if it's synchro summoned, or if it's special summoned?
I don't actually know. I haven't read that card in a long time.
When this card is synchro summoned, okay, so it wouldn't get the board wipe effect of Black Rose when it gets brought up, but that's still like a free body.
Bringing out a 2400 level 7, especially if you're playing like a synchro deck. I see that being pretty good still.
And it's 3200, like Rudy Rose. That's Rudy Rose. It seems that's such a dumb name.
Such a dumb name, yeah.
Could have been way better.
Or like Dark On It should have been Dishonest.
Yeah, that's another thing. Is that a secret rare in the set too?
Yeah, it is.
I could see that being a Starlight.
That'd be really cool.
Easily be a Starlight.
That'd be super 100%. Cool. I like the art in that card a lot too. But yeah. And then I'd say really like the standouts here because I don't know how hyped people are for the Amazement deck. I don't really know. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a nice little control deck, but I'm not too excited for it. I'm sure there's some people are crazy for that kind of thing, but me, not so much. You know.
What else we got?
Got some pretty good ultra rares too. They got the some Trap Tricks ultra rares, the new Live Twin card. That's probably also gonna be a Starlight. The new S-Force card, which is interesting.
Oh, I remember some of our locals talking about S-Force getting a new card, and they literally
excited.
One of those players that brings it up every time they get the opportunity to bring it up.
Like, oh yeah, did you know this is getting more support?
Like, yeah, we're getting this. We're getting a Max Compulse. Do you guys know we're getting a Max Compulse next set? Searchable Max Compulse. Insane. It's like crazy, bro. Thanks for sharing. We've heard
Appreciate it. Oh, this is a good one. The White Knight of Dogmatika, as it's called now. It's the Dogmatika ritual that's in this set. I kind of want to try that in Necroz because it sounds like it'd make Necroz really like actually playable with Dogmatika. Just as like a pure Necroz / Dogmatika build, no like crazy desk bot Rorodon type combos.
Yeah, that is nuts.
Yeah, because I know the White Knight locks you out of the extra deck too. So like,
is it Dogmatika Albaz Knight?
Yes, I think that's its former name, but it's called the White Knight now.
500 attack, 2500 defense. Ritual summon this card with Dogmaticus.
Yep. It's called something very similar to the Dogmatika.
Okay, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. If your opponent activates a card or effect, you can send 1 monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. And if you do, look at your opponent's extra deck and send 1 monster from it to the graveyard. Also, this card gains attack equal to half the total attack of the monster sent to the graveyard until the end of this turn.
I like how you could look at your opponent's extra deck though and rip a card out of your choosing. That sounds really strong.
It's like Lithosagem.
Yeah, pretty much.
You got to choose with Lithosagem, right?
Yes, you get to choose. I believe so. Yeah, you could take a look at your opponent's extra deck, banish 3, right?
Mm-hmm. That's actually not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just anytime an effect is activated too, and then it gets kind of big, I guess.
I mean, it only has 500 attack, so it definitely would need the boost.
Yeah, but I see you just putting this card in defense and just like backing up with like Unicorn, Necroz type cards.
Mm-hmm. And the artwork is kind of nice.
It is a very cool looking card.
Level 8 too.
Yep. Back it up with a punishment too. Oh my god. That's gonna be like a nice little control deck.
And then the ritual spell Dogmaticus. The artwork looks kind of nice too on that.
Yeah.
This card can be used to ritual summon any Dogmatika ritual monster. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field whose total level is exactly equal to the level of the ritual monster. You ritual summon or send 1 from your extra deck to the graveyard with the same as the ritual monster. You ritual summon, so it's kind of like Kaleidoscope.
Basically like Kaleidoscope.
That's actually nuts.
You can send Titaniclads.
Titaniclads level 8?
Yep.
Wow. That's so good.
Any of the Albaz fusions, like it's kind
And
of
your
crazy.
opponent activates an effect, you just basically get to
Get Herald, get
or send Entis and interrupt them.
Yeah, any good at Dogmatika type extra deck card that'll get an effect when you send it. Then you could choose whatever card you want to rip out. Sounds super good to me. Like, I think that's gonna be. I don't think Necroz by any means is gonna be the best deck with Dogmatika, but it's definitely a nice little rogue strategy. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely good against Shadal, things of that like. You know, maybe not so much against Dragon Link, but who knows? It could be pretty good against that deck too. You rip out their one-ofs that they really need to go into, like, I don't know, Romulus or Borosaurus, they could stop with the OTK or things like that.
Or, what was I going to say? I forget what I was going to say. I was going to say, what deck? I can't think of it. I just completely slipped my mind. Must not be that important, I guess.
Understandable.
I was going to say Dryden against Zuda.
Oh, yeah.
That's not really that.
It's not super good,
issue, but
it's still, like, a good card. Or, like, Zeus, if they're only playing, like,
the one copy.
The one Zeus, and they're trying to, like, go for it or something.
Yeah.
The other, I think, standout card, it's a super rare, is the Tri-brigade new Link, the Link 2.
Mm-hmm.
Discard 2 to search, like, a Tri-brigade spell or trap. Gets Revolt from deck.
What is this one called?
It's called Tri-brigade Bearbrum, the Rampant Rampager.
That is quite the name.
Yes. But that card, it's a huge neg, but it gets you Revolt, and that card makes you go not as neg. And a lot of the Tri-brigades do have great effects like Kit and Nerval, so like even having just discarding those, you're not going super neg.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
And I would know that because we just played a bunch of matches against each other. He was playing Tri-brigade, now I was playing Photon Galaxy, and I did get clapped quite a few times.
The one's going on the channel, though.
One is going on the channel, yes. You guys will see that.
It's going to be a nice little surprise.
Nice little dual video going on.
And then I got a lot of Warrock cards again.
Warrocks.
Yay.
We were talking about this earlier. We were talking about the absurd... How many new Warrock cards are there? 7 new Warrock
8
cards.
if you want to count the new like generic warrior type pop card.
Mm-hmm. So we were wondering and pondering, why on earth are they getting 7 new Warrock cards? And I mean, to be honest, I haven't read any of them. But none of them seem like they're that good.
They don't do anything. They just do battle phase effects.
And the one you pointed out literally looks like an alternate art of Subterra.
Yeah, it looks just like Guru grew up a bit and turned into
and his sword's got
warrior.
a little longer.
Yeah. Got an extra sword, turned into a warrior. It looks pretty much like Subterra Guru.
And why, when they give that much support to an archetype like Warrock that everybody already knows and the entire community has memed on, more unusable support when there are so many countless archetypes out there that would have gladly taken those 7 spots.
Yep.
One deck each, like Photon would have liked something, Lavels, Volcanics. Sure, so many people would love to see a new Volcanic card, even if it was just one. Yep. But no. 7 new Warrock cards.
7 new
you get a Warrock card. You get a Warrock card. You get a Warrock card. Everybody's getting Warrock cards.
Woo! My goodness, dude. I cannot read that. Yeah, it's just like pack filler, basically. Sorry
to all the people that actually play Warrocks. No offense.
All 3 of you.
All 3 people that play Warrock.
I don't get that, man. Like, they could have made those cards at least decent, but they just made them so bad. Like, how are they going to stand up to, like, Dragon Link or Shadal? Like, it just doesn't
They're just not going to. That's just the reality.
Yeah, it just doesn't... I just don't understand it. Like, the Utopia cards are cool, too, that are in the set. But
does the new Utopia come out in that one? The one that's like Utopic F-Zero, but it's like you slap over
the Dragon one? I don't think it comes out this set. I think it comes out in like a side set, or who knows when we're getting it, but...
Yeah, same thing with Designator.
Yeah, Designator too, just nowhere to be found still in this set.
Fellas, where's that Inzector card?
Oh yeah, true.
Where
is that?
Where's that Inzector card?
Like that runner-up Photon card or whatever?
Yeah, that we're never ever getting.
That we're never getting, like... Inzector card's been like, what, a year almost now?
It's literally been over a year, I think so.
Where's the Inzector card going to be? Is it going to be in a side set? Is it going to be in a main set?
As far as I'm concerned, it's never coming out.
Yeah, it's never coming out.
It was just a bait. It was a test. It was a bait.
See how they could get the community together to vote on stuff and then just like,
yeah,
we're not going to make this card. We really don't want to make it in the first place, you know? But
yeah.
It is what it is. Sorry, Inzector players. My goodness.
What else we got on there?
I don't know. There's much like other random new cards that are world premieres that just are
there's
so mediocre.
3 world premiere cards, I think.
There's a lot of world premieres. So there's 12 altogether, but 7 of them are Warrock cards, I believe.
My God.
Then 5 of them are just like weird cards. There's a new rank 4 generic. It's pretty bad.
Oh, I think it's a water, right?
Yeah, it's a water. It's called Pendris Pendran Saction or something.
Yeah, so
it gets effects for how many more cards your opponent has in your extra deck.
Yeah, I remember reading that. Weird. What is it? How do you spell it?
Pendra Saction.
Okay, it does not show up on.
Yeah, it's
must be under a different.
You can attach one material from this card if you have more cards in your extra deck than your opponent's. Apply these effects in sequence depending on the difference. 1+, this card gains 1,000 attack. Woo. 5+, either player can target this card with card effects at the end of your opponent's turn. 10+, banish one card your opponent controls. 15+, make your opponent's life points 3,000. It's like, yeah, because this is probably like the only card.
Yeah, isn't there a die card too?
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about, the warrior one that basically is just war rock support. It's tribute one warrior, target one card in the field, destroy it. If you do, draw a card.
That card doesn't even see. That seems like decent generic warrior.
It's actually like decent warrior support. It is a trap, but like it's all right.
Like, it doesn't even seem.
It's not a bad card, but could help bolster the war rock strategy.
Yeah, it definitely needs bolstering. That's for sure.
That is 100% for sure. There's a bunch of other random cards that why were they printed? And then with the OCG imports, so we already know Diviner. Got 3 Sunvine / Sun Avalon cards. I don't know any of those cards do either.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, there's a new DDD though. Super Sight Zero King Maxwell. I don't know what he does, but I don't know if he's really good for the strategy. He looks like kind of like a telescope, I think, or something like that.
Wait a second. DDD Super Sight Maxwell.
Zero King Maxwell.
I gotta look this guy up.
No clue what he does, but
okay, here we go. Okay, the artwork looks familiar.
Yeah, I definitely seen it before. I was like, oh,
Pendulum effect. You can target one face-up monster in the field. Targets. Why you gotta put the word target? Come on, man. Okay. Target one face-up monster in the field. Changes defense to 0 until the end of the turn.
Defense to
even
0.
if this card leaves the field.
Okay.
Alright. Might as well not even have a pendulum effect. Card text. Before damage calculation, if this card attacked an opponent's defense position monster, you can change the defense of the opponent's monster to 0 until the end of the damage step. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage. Okay, you take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. What does this do for DDD exactly? I'm confused.
It does nothing. Just another DDD card, just to have one, I guess.
Like, they print new cool DDD cards that ultimately do nothing to help enable the DDD strategy.
Yep, like DD Arc and DD Evil. Like,
yeah, and like it's just cards that like add to the list of DDD cards that you could potentially play, but ultimately are not better than the cards that have been available for since 2017, since the structure deck came out.
Yeah, since the week it was meta deck.
Yeah.
The 1 week until Zodiacs came out.
Who remembers the for the OGs out there, the DDD structure deck blog that I did? I was so hyped that day, man, but
that was a good time. That's for darn
it's
sure.
fallen by the wayside since then.
Unfortunately so.
And then the Go DDD Divine Zero King Rage, which I wish that card was a little better. And to be honest, I haven't even gotten that card yet, but when we do DDD for one deck a month, I
might have to get it just to have it in case you need to play it in the build.
Yeah.
That's true. But yeah, there's other than that, I mean the set's okay. It's nothing crazy though.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like super insane chase cards unless you really want the Starlight Black Rose, I guess, or like
I feel like Mu Beta Fafnir is gonna be like $100 card.
I don't think so. I feel like it'll be more like 50.
Does Diviner plus Fafnir make the deck tier 1? As a Drytron player yourself,
I'd like to say yeah. But
tier 0? Probably not tier 0, right?
Not a shot. Droll is too good.
Yeah.
Droll just like isn't auto-win against the deck unless you hard open Orange Light.
Yeah. Is Orange Light still going to be main decked?
Oh, 100% now, yeah. In previous builds when Ben 10 first got to one and Unicure got banned, I wasn't playing any of the fairy stuff except like Maju. Mm-hmm. I was just playing the Vendread stuff. I still kind of want to play that stuff because it's kind of insane.
Vendread engine is nice.
Bad Lord is cracked. I love that card. Mm-hmm. Like, I think I'm still going to play it going forward, even though maybe you probably shouldn't with Diviner and all that stuff, but a lot of testing to be done still. Deck didn't come out yet. I haven't touched Diviner or Mu Beta Fafnir, so I don't know any of the combos, but I'll be looking into it very soon.
What does the end board for that deck now look like? If you... Because I know it ended... Does it still... Is the deck... Do you know it's still going for Ultimus? Or Ultimate? Herald of Ultimus?
I think now you could still go for it, especially with the Diviner becoming legal, but I think it's still like just like a combo deck end board, kind of like, so I know without the fairy stuff I was doing like a rank 4, usually Dweller, full for the pop with a Bethor, Appaloosa, or an Ip. Just kind of depends on the hand. Then like just a bunch of follow up too. You still have like 4 or 5 cards in hand. So just kind of a combo end board. Nothing really to play around like Dark Ruler though, unfortunately, or like Droplets. But
the only thing I remember the deck ending on before was like either Vanity's Ruler or the Herald board with like multiple negates.
I think with Diviner coming out, people aren't going to play Vanity's Ruler anymore just because Diviner is just such a better normal summon.
Yeah.
And you don't want to waste your normal summon Vanity's Ruler. They'll just get like Dropleted or Dark Rulered. Because those might start seeing more play too if Drytron does become more popular. And people are already making those cards as it is for like Dragon Link and Shadal and stuff. So like, just a lot of overlap. Well, and with Shadal like back in high up in the format, or like is one of the best decks. It's gonna be tough for Drytron players if they're not making Droplet or things like that because your one special summon is going to do nothing. It's going to just have a level 1 monster with 0 defense in the board.
Yeah, well, you really can't play through Winda.
Winda is just insane. Like it's just a free win against the deck pretty much.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate. Speaking of Winda.
Yeah, and speaking of Winda, we'll move on to ban list idea. We are in. It is currently May 22nd, and the ban list is supposed to be what, June? It's June 1st? Or is it sometime in the middle
Sometime
of June?
in June, I think. I forgot what
Sometime in June, so it's almost that time again.
Right around the corner.
And I think everybody is picking on Winda again.
They're picking on Winda or the cards that facilitate her.
Yeah.
But she is, I think, the main problem, but like, I get it. The other cards make her just way more accessible to like any deck, like
because I feel like even still going for still like Shadal's having access to a card like Schism, I still think is like really strong because you still have Apkalone, which is still a negate, can still be a Dark Send.
Yep.
And then if the Apkalone leaves the board, like
you get the
search essentially,
search,
and then
dump, yeah.
Construct, go for Construct, foolish a card on summon. Send a light, right? Like it's still an incredible card. But yeah, there's that debate where it's like,
is Winda really the problem, or is it like Apkalone, or is it like
the cards that bring out,
or like Nadir even? Like I really hope they wouldn't hit Nadir to like 1 or something. That would just be devastating.
I mean, Nadir, to be honest,
it's kind of an unfair.
Probably
card.
Should get hit at some point in the future.
Point in time. I really hope it's not this list though, because like. I just really like Nadir. Even if I'm not playing it, I just think it's a really cool card.
Nadir's insane. It's like a plus 5 billion.
Yeah, especially with Apkalone. Like, I heard some people talking about Apkalone getting banned just because, like, it's the big facilitator of Winda basically ending up in any deck. Just as long as you're playing Nadir, you have access to Winda, essentially. Yeah. Because you just get Schism, discard that, and you already have 1 Dark Engrave with Apkalone, so you just need 1 more. So,
any Dark.
Alistair,
yeah, that's another thing.
Other Dark cards.
Invoked Engine, people might think needs to be hit.
Meltdown should be banned, honestly.
Meltdown is crazy.
If they ban Meltdown, I think the Invoked Engine becomes a lot more fair because you can't respond to, or you could respond to the fusion summons again, which is amazing. You now are being able to respond to a Shadal fusion with a Meltdown up. Oh my god, that's just insane.
It's ridiculous.
It's actually just nuts. Like the amount of times you just get like your back row blown out and just like. Free sends with Construct, someone's off Wendy, like
or even times where I've seen like where people will make like Regional Book on summon, you can't respond.
Yep.
Apkalone, negate on summon, they can't respond. Like it's so many crazy interactions with that. There's very few like there really shouldn't be any cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I hate that there is, but it almost seems like it's a necessary evil at some point where cards, unfortunately, have to have the phrase, your opponent cannot activate cards in response. I feel like that. When you're just removing interaction, like, completely like that, it's not really healthy for the game overall. Like, you should not have cards like Super Poly and Meltdown that say your opponent literally has no say in what happens with this card. Like, it's going to resolve.
It's happening. You're not stopping this play.
So, yeah, I think if anything, Meltdown probably should go to straight to 0.
If they don't touch any of the other Alistair stuff,
it's definitely a 3 or 0 card. But I think at 1 would probably be like.
They're playing Terraform, they're playing Set Rotation, stuff like that.
Metaverse, I don't know about Metaverse, but
probably not that, but still, like it's still one race again. It's still basically playing 3 copies if you're playing Terraform and set rotation. Like, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it is a crazy card.
But yeah, I think those would be good hits to those strategies. They're Meltdown, Window Half Clone, etc., etc. But then the other big offender,
Dragons.
the funny dragons.
Dragons
Dragon
still
cards.
really good. Months and months later.
LP is just cruising by on ban lists.
Yeah, and a lot of people think now with the way that it's gotten, and
it doesn't even matter if LP gets hit.
Yeah, because there's been so much so many eyes on the deck, so many brilliant players on the deck that have come up with combos now. Where like, oh, LB's gone, no
Don't
problem.
need it.
We can still end on crazy boards. Some boards might even be better. Like,
yep. Still got a rotted Red MD, which is still nuts, even with its errata.
Yeah, it's almost like it didn't even get errated because when Red MD comes out, it's still crazy. Even though it can only be summoned that one time, that's all that matters.
Whatever. Yeah.
Like, still bringing back something from Grave or Banish, which is just a nuts effect for a dragon deck.
Yep. Quick launch at 3, not once per turn. All right.
That's a problem. Card.
Tracer, Recharger. All right. Amazing.
Boot Sector launch is crazy. Like, there's just so many
Soul Charge,
good engines, and they're all so generic. Like, you have cards that are really never restricting you into anything. I mean, you have Tracer, which locks you into darks, but like, imagine being locked into darks. Like, that's not even, that might as well not even be a restriction.
Like, as long as you've made seals before you went to your darks.
Which most boards usually do.
Yeah,
so
or like your Appaloosa before then, whatever. Like,
well, we're playing Speedroids. We blink, we're locked into winds.
Yep.
We can't summon anything but winds or synchros. You play Earth Machine, you like look at Dozer.
Dozer says you're playing
Earth Machines only, but Dragons, literally the most powerful, like overrepresented strategy and like attribute or
dark.
Yeah, attribute type, like overrepresented thing in the game. All generic.
All busted.
Extremely oversupported. And then you have like the Dragoonity deck, which is another archetype that's all dragons. And they get
play
it in
the Dragon Link deck.
They literally got urgent schedule, but for dragons.
Yep. And Remus is just, I believe it's like a 1.5 card, just Crystal Wing, like by itself.
I saw a combo on Team Samurai's channel of a 1-card Dragoonity combo that literally ended on like an insane board. It was like Savage, Seals, a hand rip from Levy, Hot Red, and then a number 38 if you were playing it too.
Wow.
Off of one card. Granted, you need a lot of discards, but like you have so many expendable discards in the deck like that, and then you just need that one Dragoony normal summon. It's just like it's nuts. It's just too many things, and then for it to go untouched on the ban list for like, when's the last time dragons were hit? What was the last hit made to the deck?
Agripain is the last one I can remember.
Yeah, like, Agripain. That was back in like what, late 2019?
Yeah, it was a ban list that like Harpor got hit, Stalio got hit, I believe.
I think that might have been January of 2020 then.
Yeah, I think so.
Because that was a huge ban list, I think. Yeah, January 2020. Because I think Engage got banned.
Yep.
Harpor got banned. Pot of Avarice, I remember, came back. Yeah, that was...
It was a big one.
Way too long ago.
Yeah, they definitely need more hits.
Over a year and a half, like basically a year and a half later.
Chaos Space coming out didn't help either. That
Chaos Space is nuts, dude.
Chaos Space is like another starter.
Yeah, you had the
safer.
Baby dragons are 1 apiece. Might as well not even be at 1 apiece.
They're still at like
put it back,
more than
draw, search it later for discard fodder or an extender. It's just crazy.
Safer, it's an insane starter. Chambers, an insane starter.
Like Chambers are so expensive too.
Yeah, they used to be like 90s. I think they settled down a little bit back to like 65 or something, but still like insane. It used to be $10 for like Dragon Link was a deck.
Yeah, it's a lot of money for a card that's what is it, basically like a 1 of in some lists?
Yeah, they either play 1 or they play like they could play on 1, 2, or 3. Like it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, because I've seen some people they'll do the 1 chamber and then like the 2 2 tidings.
Yeah.
Because you basically get the 2 uses out of it.
Yep. Pretty much. Or if you see tiding, just like get your chamber out of deck, search the 1, then reborn it the same turn. Like just a recurring level 4 body that they need for Tracer.
Yep. And then so we covered what? Shadalls,
Dragons.
Invoke, Dragons. Here's another thing.
Big one. Yeah.
Dragoon. Everybody loves Dragoon. Red Eyes Fusion. The classic dueling book opponent.
Oh my goodness.
No response the entire thing. You're typing like, is this effect good? Just nothing from the chat. Hand shuffles, and then they go standby main. Frame 1 Red Eyes Fusion. Verite Anaconda.
Alright.
I mean,
I mean, the OCG banned it.
They banned what, Anaconda?
They banned Dragoon.
They banned Dragoon? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's
I couldn't
the
even...
correct hit too, but I highly doubt Dragoon's getting hit over here. As like unfortunate as it is, like
because I feel like
just
some
so
people always bring
dumb.
up the argument of like, oh, you only want Dragoon banned because you're salty because you're a bad player. I feel like that's a stupid argument.
Just the fact that you could make it in any deck or just play it in any deck is just absurd.
Like,
you have to play like bricks and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, people literally go out of their way to play those bricks, and at the end of the day, it's worth that.
It's worth it because it just steals games sometimes. They don't see like the droplet or like the out to it. Like it just like, sure, you got it. Like
it's a huge blowout card. Can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects.
Just as massive negates.
And then it has the blow up effect, which sometimes is literally just game on board.
Just like kill 2 things. All right, poke for game. GG. Yeah, that.
It's such an oppressive card.
I wish it would get banned, but I don't think it's getting touched anytime soon. I think it's still gonna have its run for at least another ban list.
Like, I get one thing if you're playing a deck that like is really control based and you're just trying to draw Red Eyes Fusion and set a bunch of traps with the Dragoon. But it also comes down to the point where I just hate the fact that we're any 2 monsters now in any deck gets you that card.
It's sort of like full Orcus combo.
Yeah, it's literally like two monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Gets you a little too much. Tuner, non-tuner, Hulk combos. You know Hulk is kind of...
He's kind of like died down. Not many people are playing like Hulk combo decks.
Yeah, nowadays if you're playing Hulk, you're kind of like... People kind of look at you funny. Like, what kind of combos are you doing with
Like,
Hulk
you're trying to get Nibiru? Like...
Exactly. People are just so afraid of the Nibiru. So like Hulk is not a huge offender, but like back, when Hulk was released, like
people were playing
Harold Savage all day long, like 2 cards.
Synchron.
Yep, 2 cards for that. Orcus combo, and now Dragoon.
Yep.
And Dragoon is literally like that card hits the field. Like I think somebody made a video. I think his name was like Hakuna Matata, but it's a spin on Hakuna Matata. And he basically just like makes YouTube videos about like Yu-Gi-Oh data, like based off dueling book stuff.
I think I've seen that, yeah.
And he made a video, I think, because like Farfa requested like he make it, and he actually uploaded the video. It was like, what was like the win percentage of like people that summoned Dragoon, like how many people, like what percent of people that summoned Dragoon like won that game that they summoned it.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet, but it'd be interesting to see because that card is just like, it's absurd.
I would assume it's more than 50%. Honestly.
I would assume too. At least I would. If it wasn't, I'd be shocked.
Yeah, exactly. That card is so good.
Two months.
I think we're gonna have to deal with him for at least another format, unfortunately. So get your outs ready and
get your folks. Just buy droplets. Just buy them.
Just buy talents. Like,
just buy talents. Just buy droplets.
$100 a pop.
Yeah. Here's hoping they're in the tins, but
that's hopeful thinking.
I doubt that talents and droplets will be in the tins.
I mean, I hope they are, but
like that's just think about Konami though. That's so much lost money. They could put droplets in the tin, and they could put talents in another product months down the road.
I mean, what did they put in the last tin? They put like Savage, which was getting up there in price for the tins. Like, I mean, Avermax and IP were like not really up there, like not $100 cards. They were like 40, I think, as an ultra, then like 20 or plus as a secret. Appaloosa too was like a big money card that was in the tins. They got reprinted. So that was cool, but like now they got more powerful spell cards, and like I don't know how good Konami is about reprinting those cards as opposed to like reprinting extra deck monsters.
Yeah,
because I know Evenly got the tin treatment when it was like a big chase card, but even then, like these cards are like like I don't want to say like better than Evenly, but they're
like game changing cards.
They're game altering cards, yeah, sort of how like Evenly was back in the day.
Yeah, like. And both talents and drops came on the same set, right?
Yep. Rise the Duelist.
That's actually insane.
Sealed to that set now goes for like a lot of money.
I would
like
imagine.
Ecclesia's in there, and that's expensive. The whole like Nadir engine,
Nadir Servant's
Dogmatika engine, right? Yeah. Nadir's in there. Schism's in there. Just a really, really good set for money.
Crazy
for like
set.
Card prices. Yeah, that's what no special editions does to us out here.
Yeah, it does actually.
Kind of miss those.
Yeah. And I thought they were gonna release. I thought I remember reading something about them replacing those products with something.
I think they replaced it with like those, the legendary duelist sets that have been coming out. They're not like replacing special editions, I guess.
Okay.
They're like reprints of like side type sets, which is interesting.
Side sets that have terrible reprints and filler cards.
Mostly.
Like,
there's like a couple chase cards in them, but
yeah, we were talking about this before we started filming. And we were talking about like side sets that'll come out that like seem promising because they have like maybe like a handful of good chase cards and reprints. And then like the rest of the 80% of the product is just like a reprint you would look at and you're like, why is this in here?
Yeah.
Like I remember I made a specific point about this back when Dual Power came out. Like the first of the dual sets, like the Devastator, Power, Overload. Like those sets were nice. I hope they do another Dual Devastator, like a guaranteed product.
That was cool.
Like imagine they did one with like droplets and talents and evenly and imperm, like, and they actually put good cards in there. That'd be actually a killer.
They did put some pack filler in the Dual Devastator, but
specifically the extra deck cards, they dropped the ball in there. They put like what Castel, Bryonic, and Trish, and like those are good cards, but like those are meta alternate cards. Yeah.
They should have put like better stuff like Moral Sword at the time.
And the card quality in that, I think I noticed the card quality in that set was bad.
Yeah.
I thought the card stock quality in those cards that came out of there and some of the recent structure decks, like Rocket Revolt and the Endymion structure deck, I just noticed that the card stock would just looked terrible.
Not great. Yeah, it definitely has been better, but
yeah,
I don't think it's the worst it's ever been.
It was just weird to see that inconsistency ever, specifically with those sets, but
interesting.
The card filler is annoying though. I think we can all agree because it's just because like buying product is fun, like you know the chase and everything, but like it's really discouraging. Like Ghosts from the Past, for example, you want to pull the new cards, all the really cool new cards and like the good reprints like E-Telly and all the like I can't name all of them, but then you just end up pulling like filler cards that are already out there that you don't want.
I mean, it's cool that some of the cards get like a rarity bump. Like I know two Madolche cards like the Pettincessor and Chateau got rarity bumped, but like they really need it. It's kind of pack filler, like cool for Madolche players, but like
it's just like those aren't even like bad. It's just like sometimes you'll like pull a card and you're just like,
why is this in here?
Why? Like I remember. Yeah, okay, it was Dual Power. I was saying I got off track, but it was like Mark of the Rose was a card.
That's right. Like why?
And like. Yeah, exactly. Why? Like, there was no plant decks. There was no plant support. It was just like a random... Like, they had a wheel in the office and they spun it and they landed on Mark of the Rose.
Like, just
a list of like 100 cards.
One-off card, just chuck it in. That's been printed in a while. Sure, just
toss it on the Mark of the Rose.
But it feels like sometimes.
Yeah, we could put literally anything else on there that's, you know, creeping up there in price and help out the budget player base. But nope, Mark of the Rose.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
And you were saying too with the Ghosts in the Past, you said you only felt like you pulled one new card per pack.
Yeah, I pulled literally only one box that set, so I just really don't want anything in particular out of it.
A display, you mean, or
just literally just
one single
box, okay. Yeah, with 3 packs in it. Out of each pack, I only pulled one new card, and the rest were like reprints.
Yeah,
some weren't even good reprints. Like some were cool, sure, but like I already had all the cards, so like I was like, okay, cool for people who don't have them, but like I hold on to stuff for a while, like. I don't remember Cosmojo got printed in there, and so did Dark Lady. I pulled the Cosmojo, and I was like, why? Like, I get it was kind of expensive, but, like, I don't know. Just kind of dumb. And then, like, Pettincessor, like, I pulled one of that, and I was like, all right. I was content with a rare or common, but, like, I don't play with Dolce, so, like.
I think we can all agree that in those side sets, they could definitely do a better job with the reprints.
Reprint to, like, new card ratio.
Yeah.
They should have put, like, 3 new cards to like 2 old cards. Like that would just be a little bit better. Like even if that like bolsters the price of like cards like evenly in there, because I know that got reprinted in that set. Whatever, like it's cards reprinted like 2 to 3 times now, I believe. Like with this reprinting, so like it's not that bad.
Yeah, you know? I'd have to go back and watch my pack opening, but I felt like the maximum gold set. I felt like that set was actually really good in terms of reprints. There were there's
a lot of cards in it, though. That's
but there were so many good... like, Magical Meltdown got reprinted in there, too.
It did, yeah.
There was, like, a ton of Hand Traps, Nibiru, Appaloosa,
Alistair,
Phantasmate, Stratos.
Just cool alt arts, too.
Harvey's Feather Duster was there, too.
Yep.
There were so many good cards in that set.
Very, very
There's some Zodiac monsters, too.
Golden Lord.
And then you get Ghosts in the Past, and it just feels like they dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Like, big time.
Maximum Gold was definitely a way better set, albeit it was a larger set, so you probably aren't going to like pull the cards you're really looking for. But it was a good set. There was a lot of really good reprints, a lot of really just good cards in it. But Ghost and Pass are just like, what are you getting? You're getting Remus.
You better hope you get a ghost rare.
Evenly, a ghost rare.
You better hope you're getting a ghost rare.
Like, other than that, like out of those like cards we just mentioned, what's the value in the set?
Yeah.
It's just like those couple cards, and it's like, all right, the rest is sort of mediocre at best. Like the new Shadal monsters, all right, they're cool, but not
Starry Night archetypes in there, but then how much product do you have to get to even get a Starry Night core?
Yeah, you're just better off just buying one for like what, $30, not
online,
even.
exactly.
Yeah.
I wish they did it. I wish they tried to push it more to the point where it was like, you know, maybe buying the sealed is worth it instead of like, you know, going online.
The secondary
you'll
market.
get the cards you want, and then you'll get a bunch of extra stuff on the side too. You might pull the chase card too, but I will give them props though, and this is the last thing we'll touch on, and then we'll move on to like another segment. But I think they did a good job with chase cards before, because I think one problem that like Yu-Gi-Oh sets had, that there was like no good chase card for like collectors. Because beforehand, like you had the secret rares, and a lot of the secret rares are really tied to like meta relevance.
Yeah.
And that was basically where their value was held. So if you were a collector, like you didn't really care too much about pulling evenly matched.
No.
Because it has no like collector value to it. Evenly matched is not like a card that was used in the show, the original show. It's not an ace monster, right? It's not super, super omega rare to get. No. But then they come out with Starlight rares. They come out with the collector's rares. Yeah. And then all of a sudden there's a real chase behind trying to like actually mass box break.
Yeah.
And I think that does help
nice
for like, you know, driving interest for sealed, and it also helps with like, you know, it's more so a financial investment when you like buy the set and you pull it and then you have that card and it can retain value for a long time. Yeah. And then it also puts more of those cards in the market because more people are cracking packs, more people are trying to sell the bulk. And
that is smart.
Yeah, in theory, lower prices of everything else for the meta players and things like that. But
that is very true. I do. It's kind of nice.
But I think now do you want to move on to questions?
Yeah, we can do some questions. Yeah. Did you have the
Yes, I can pull it up
here.
Here
I also have it in a second here.
So for those that don't know,
got it here.
Our audio listeners, we are pulling up my Discord. We have a podcast questions channel, and we're just going to go through it and read some podcast questions that people in our Discord has posted. If you want to join our Discord, there'll be a link in the description. Make sure you join. Great place. We got a lot of awesome people in there. A lot of different channels, so check it out. And we're gonna
get straight into it.
Yeah, we're gonna get straight into it. So the first one is favorite trap card. Because we're gonna skip that other one that somebody has. This verse me. Yes. Absolutely not. No. Plague says favorite trap card. You want to go first?
Torrential Tribute. Nah, don't even need to think about it.
That is a good
card.
One.
Is insane. Always love the art. Just blow up all the monsters on summon. I don't know. Just always love the art. Just the card.
Yeah, that is definitely a good one. I think if I had to say one, like, and I wish there was maybe a little more detail into this question, like it's like in terms of like meta relevance or like nostalgia, but I would say for me to be Mirror Force.
Yeah.
I really like Mirror Force. Because, like, not only is it nostalgic, but, like, it's still, to this day...
You gotta play around it.
Think about how many times you've been in a duel where somebody jokingly says Mirror Force, and then you think to yourself, if they actually had Mirror Force, you'd be screwed.
I'd just lose, you know?
Still one of those cards that, to this day, is, like, not even a bad card.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say Mirror Force, you say Torrential
Tribute. Just because it's always been a good card. Still is. So,
absolutely.
I don't know. It just looks really cool, too. Just the big splash. I don't know.
Big splash.
Speaking of splash, next question
Ronan Toden asks, favorite Mermail / Atlantean and favorite frog. I think if I had to choose favorite frog, I'd probably say Swap Frog.
Yeah, I mean, unless you played, like, back in the day, like, Substitute or something. It's not even a frog, it's a toad, am I right?
True.
No, yeah, I'd probably say Swap as well.
Yeah, and then favorite Mermail / Atlantean. I would say for Mermail, I'd probably say Teus.
Because he's busted?
Yeah, he's busted. The artwork's nice. He looks good in Alti. Especially when you have first set Altis like me. It feels so goddamn good. Anyways, and then Atlantean, I would probably say Prince.
You love Prince.
Prince is
You are the Prince.
I am the Deep Sea Prince.
Deep Sea Prince, yes.
Then, No Ferraccio says, "What's your thoughts on Kozmo?" I'll let you speak on this since you played the deck before. I've never played Kozmo.
Love the deck, right? Amazing. I wish I could say more amazing deck, but it has a very big flaw, kind of similar to Mermail. You either draw all your big guys or all your little guys, and you're like, wow, this deck sucks. But other than that, if you see a good mixture and of stuff and trap cards, it's really kind of nice. But right now I know the DB Grinder uploaded some high rated Kozmo duelists on the channel, like on DB Rated.
I did see that. It's
pretty good against Shaddoll Invoked, and decks sort of similar to that. It's a very easy matchup against those decks as long as they don't see like Super Poly or Schism. It's, I don't want to say free, but it's a pretty easy matchup for Cosmos. But against like Dragon Link, I just don't see how the deck could like beat it. It's just like impossible. I feel like, I don't know, maybe that's just me. If Cosmos had a card that just allowed them to summon more per turn, it'd be great. Like Reasoning, 1-for-1, and that's really it right now that they're playing, I believe.
Italy?
In Italy, yeah. If those cards were at more than one, be great. But they're not.
It's just limited.
Cosmos need more cards that put Cosmos on the board. Because your one normal summon is not enough. You're losing if you're just normal summoning.
Tin Cannon passing.
Yeah, you have to get like... You have to like have another card with it.
Yeah, that more board presence.
Yeah, you just need to have at least 2 Cosmos in like cycle at all times for the deck to be like winning. Because you just have one backed up with trap cards. Sometimes it's good enough, but like other times it's not, which kind of sucks. But yeah, it's not a bad deck. It has its formats.
Has been better.
Has been better. I wish they had like a Kozmo card that just like spec one out of deck or something. Like, I don't know. Effects negated.
It's called Emergency Teleport. No. I think Italy could probably come back to.
I don't think it can.
No?
Nope. No shot.
Okay.
No shot. That card's insane.
It is pretty good. Someone's turn 2.
But yeah, those are my thoughts on Kozmo. Love the deck. Always been a fan, but just very mediocre, especially right now.
Yeah.
Could steal games, but not the best.
You definitely shouldn't play it at locals.
Yes, no.
The person that asked this question.
Stop.
Please get out. Sage tag. All right. Next question. Thoughts on best duelist of all time? I could spend a long time talking about this, but to keep it short, if I had to choose, like, I don't know if I could choose just one, but I'd probably have to choose either Pat Hoban or Jeff Jones.
I would probably say the same.
Yeah.
They're both just really good duelists who are...
Track record shows as well. Like, you can't deny the results of, 7 championship wins.
Yep. They're both just really good duelists.
Pretty impressive.
They don't really play as much anymore, but they're still just like legends from back in the day.
Yeah, I still love going back and watching 2014 format matchups of those guys playing. It's still
insane.
Really awesome to watch. It's a treat. It's a treat, I would say.
Special treat.
Next up, Super Peludo asks, is Wind of the Problem card or the easy ways to access it?
Kind of talked about that already in the ban list.
Yeah, we did.
So go back, see if you want to hear the answer to that question.
Exactly.
It's a little bit of both, you know. But yeah.
Then Endgame asks, how have you guys coped with inconsistent / non-existence of access to IRL competitive events?
Well, I guess for us it's been a little different since we have like IRL competitive locals. I mean, there's a lot of rogue, but like I'd say our locals is pretty competitive. We have like some decent amount of meta players there, or like at least tier 2-ish type decks. So, but with like no regionals / YCSs, I don't know. It kind of. I wish we could have some, but obviously we can't still. But I don't know. Remote duels help. Just like need the feeling to scratch the itch. You know what I'm saying, or itch to scratch. Or scratch the itch.
Dueling Book, playing online, like having something like Dueling Book definitely helps a lot too.
Yeah.
I mean, how have I coped? I mean, I guess being a Yugi, like a Yugi tuber helps because I basically surround myself with the game all day, every day. And streaming has been one of those things that's helped quite a bit because like streaming has forced me to obviously play. I've always streamed online Yu-Gi-Oh on my stream, but with there being no events and anything, like I made a switch over to Dueling Book, and like there's quite a few months where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this dueling book rated thing. I never did it before. I mean, I maybe did many years ago on like Dueling Network maybe for a little bit, but not really on Dueling Book. So like having like a ranked system where like your hard work and time that you put in is actually rewarded somewhat by having a higher up ranking is kind of nice. But
yeah, it was all right for a while, but it just got kind of old. Playing with friends IRL does help too.
Absolutely,
like, us playing or like just with our other buddies, just going over to their houses, testing, even if it's not for like a big tournament, like even just for locals, like testing, like seriously for like that specific event.
Any way to play with real cards too.
Real cards are 100 times more fun than Dueling Book.
Yeah, because you'll lose your mind. You'll lose your mind playing too much Dueling Book.
Yeah. I had to give up last night because I was like, all right, I just lost to Dragoon again. Here we go. Let's see what else we got. Good
question there. Good question.
Can Maxx C come to 3?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Why?
Look at the OCG. They're fine with it.
The OCG, that is a terrible answer. The fact that you just even gave that answer, I want to dismiss your entire argument already.
All right. So pretend I didn't say that. What does Dragon Link do with Maxx C at 3? Nothing. You had to play control decks, like at least more control decks.
So does every other single mid-range / combo deck.
You just need
Rogue or meta.
I mean, it would also help if we had Crossout Designator, but we're never getting that card. So,
but the thing is, too, with Maxx C, it's gonna create where the Dragon Link player, might make their full combo. You might have the card to break the board, but it also comes to a point where like, if they activate Maxx C against you, it's like you have two options. You either stop comboing and lose, or keep playing and lose. It does not create a very fun game state.
Not necessarily.
So that's why I think against the Dragon Link deck, Phantasme is a much more fair and balanced card. Because it's a very Link-heavy strategy, and I think Link-heavy strategies in terms of combo often are more powerful just because of the nature of the Link mechanic.
Yeah.
Being so, I don't want to say like unfair, but just not as balanced as Synchros and like Fusions and stuff. Because I would say Fusions is probably the worst off mechanic because a lot of times there's a requirement of needing a third card in the form of a fusion spell where Links is just like any two monsters. So I think, I just don't, I mean, if you think Maxx C can go back to 3,
I definitely think it could.
That's perfectly fine. I am on team no Maxx C.
I'm on team for Maxx C. Leave a comment which team you're on.
Because people are complaining about losing to combo, and now everybody's going to complain about losing to Maxx C. Because it's going to create that situation where you either lose or you lose.
I mean, yeah.
There is no alternate option.
If the combo player draws it and does their full combo right, sets up their whole board, and has Maxx C, at that point they got it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean...
But, like, I think it promotes more healthy game just so, like, the combo decks stay, like, more in check. Because, like, I just personally like control decks better. Even, like, if mid-range decks are going to kind of stop by it, like, it sucks. But, I mean, it's still... I think it's, like, a necessary evil almost in the game.
There's still also, I feel like, other ways you could make it so combo decks aren't as good. And that's just by using the ban list properly, like they sometimes neglect to do.
They just like to have some ignorant stuff running around. But
they do. It
is what it is. We could go like on for a whole like.
We could make an entire podcast about Maxx C. I'm sure we absolutely could.
But
we just have like PowerPoints already as to why it should or should not come back. But then VFD unban, absolutely no. We just got over that. Pendulum best deck, no.
Okay.
Sorry, Triff stands.
No soul fuck horde nonsense.
Yeah. K2 Dude Man asks, I found myself with the past year not being able to keep up with the game or to even find motivation to play due to a love for in-person events or anything else. Do you have similar sentiments, or did you just suck it up and force play in a non-ideal medium?
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's because like
we kind of had to play online because like we still wanted to play. Like we didn't want to just give up playing Yu-Gi-Oh, you know? Like after, especially for like us, especially we've been doing it for like what, like 6-7 years now at this point.
Yeah.
It's like,
I guess it becomes when the motivation isn't just solely from playing in person.
Yeah.
Like just if I can play it anywhere, whether it's on an online simulator or on Dueling Book, like
Like, it's not what we prefer to be doing, like, playing with real cards with real people, but, like, it's still playing Yu-Gi-Oh!, like, to an extent.
So I guess we did just, in quotes, suck it up and play in non-ideal situations. But...
I mean, once COVID, like, settled down a little bit, we started, like, actually meeting up in real life again to play. So, like, it was nice to play with, like, real cards and with, like, real people again, but it was kind of tough with, like, no big IRL events to see, like, a lot of other people playing.
And, like, I can totally understand, like, losing the motivation, because one thing I noticed, like, I would always, like, come across this, like, thought in my head where it was like, you know, I could spend a ton of time testing and practicing, but, like, it's ultimately comes down to, like, what am I doing it for? And if your sole answer to that is, like, I want to win an event, and there's no events, then obviously it's extremely hard to find the motivation.
Yeah.
So you have to just come up with any other motivation, whether it be, like, you want to consistently beat all your friends with whatever deck you're playing, or get high rated on DB. Or for me, when I stream, I always want to end on a positive record, right? Like, small little goals that you kind of got to create for yourself.
Just set goals for yourself at that point and just try to run with it. It may not be as satisfying as winning, like, a YCS or regional or something, but, like, hey, it's still, like, something that you're doing for yourself to, like, stay competitive and just, like,
because the thought of just
motivated to play Yu-Gi-Oh!
The thought of just having to prepare for an event like that just makes me smile a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the like, all the testing, you know, the travel too, sometimes it's involved. Like,
it's fun.
It is very, very fun.
So. Hopefully soon.
Hopefully very, very soon.
Hopefully by the end of the year, man. Oh my god. But yeah, let's see what else we got here.
Super Payludo says, another question from him says, is LB the right ban at this point, since Dragoonity and Heretic replace it? Whether a hit doesn't need a striker, dragon, or seals.
Honestly, just hit all of them. No.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think anybody would complain,
like,
except for Dragon League players.
Yeah. Just hit LP at this point. Just get it out of here. Like, they already have enough extenders. If they want to ban other stuff or, like, limit other stuff, like quick launch, things like that, please do. Like, whatever. Like, just hit Dragon Link with not just, like, a smack on the wrist again.
Yeah, definitely needs to be dumbed down.
Addressed.
It should get to the point where it's, like, almost like it's just Dragoonity.
Yeah.
And, like,
that'd be kind of nice.
Just Dragoonity things and no, like, crazy, like, endless combos.
Savage, tidying, huge follow-up for next turn.
Seals, the huge Chaos Engine, which is... Because a lot of the Dragoonities are wins, right?
They're all wind, yeah.
Yeah, so that would... I feel like in process of making it more Dragoonity focused, it would probably move out some of the Chaos Engine. Yeah. Cutting Chaos Space, cutting Levy, cutting Safer, probably.
Probably not going to cut any of those cards ever, as long as they're all legal. Because those cards are insane.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but, it is what it is.
And then the last question, one of the last questions we have here. What's one card that can safely come off of the list?
I gotta think about that for a second. Because I don't have, like, the list right in front of me. It's, like, hard to, like, actually think of one.
Let me pull it up.
Pull it up real quick, because I don't remember off the top of my head, like, what's even on the list. There's no card that I've been, like...
I'm like, you don't have the entire Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list memorized in your head? Are you even a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player?
Well, I mean, back when it wasn't Unicorn Shirt, I was like, please bring them back. And they did. So, I don't know. After that, I was like, kind of whatever about stuff in the list. Like, cards definitely could come back, so...
Astrograph Sorcerer, Gofu, Steam the Cloak, Blaster, Block Dragon, Cyberjar.
You wish Block Dragon would come back.
I would absolutely love Block Dragon to come back, because I don't think anything else has hit that would make it so I couldn't play Block BA. If Block Dragon was back at 3.
It's literally the only card.
Yeah, because Curious, Saryuja.
Yep.
Glow Ball was banned, but that's not an issue. I'd give it anything. Block BA again. But I know it can't come back.
Oh, Heartpore. That's like an easy one.
Yeah, Heartpore.
Bring that card back. The one.
Electromite.
Let them play. Don't bring that back.
You don't think so?
No.
No?
Nope. If anything, bring back, like, Monkey Board or Joker.
Or Plush Fire. No, just kidding. Don't bring back Plush Fire.
No, Plush Fire won't even find any of those other Pendulum cards. Really? Bring them back to one or even, like, multiples, and it's fine. As long as you don't unban, like, all of them at the same time. You know what I mean?
Spellbook of Judgment.
Nope.
Why not?
Nope.
Why not?
They could probably bring, like, a Dragon Noodle off the list again.
Title,
yeah.
Title
would probably be, like, the main one to bring off.
Oh my
That'd be nice.
Because I feel like even, Redox is cracked with the
Redox
Adamaspator
is
deck.
nuts. Yeah, do not bring
That basically be like a mini block dragon.
Yeah, and Blaster just like a really good card.
Yeah.
So yeah, no thanks. But Title could come back, I think. Harport could come back. One of the 3 Pendulum cards that's on there, like Monkey Board, Joker, Plush, one of those could come back. Not Kieran though. Not that one.
That card's cracked.
Nope.
None
of those links could come back. None of those synchros can come back. Any of the XYZ Stallion can come back to 1. Sure.
Yeah.
People were saying Zen Matey could come back. I don't know how the wind-up loop works.
I think Hunter needs to be banned.
Oh, that card to come back, okay. I don't know how that works, but yeah.
If Hunter's banned, I think Carrier's completely fine.
Understandable. These spell cards are all insane.
Dark Matter Dragon.
Yeah, no, that card never is never gonna come back again.
The best Galaxy Ice card ever printed. Cap.
Yep. Cap. Yeah, all these other cards cannot come back.
Vandy's Emptiness. Oh god, I want to vomit.
Yeah, no. The rest of them, nope. Just bring back a couple of the monsters and then sure.
Night Assailant.
Oh, Maxx C, that card could also come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, off Forbidden List, Night Assailant can probably come back. That card's fine.
Second Light.
Cap.
Why though?
That card's nuts.
True.
That card's so good.
It's
literally
very
Pot of
nice.
Greed.
It is pretty.
You ever read that card? It's Pot of Greed.
Yeah, I have read it quite a few times actually.
My goodness. Oh, Misk should be on this list, by the way, somewhere. Again.
Misk back to 1.
That card would be kind of nice back to 1.
Yes, I would love to see
get that out of here. I'm kind of tired of that card, you know.
Call by the Grave.
Bring it back.
I think Call by the Grave is 3 or 0. I hate it being at 1.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Not saying that it should be at 0 or that it should be at 3. I need more time to think on it, but
back to 2 like it was for that one format.
Yeah, being at 1 or 2 is just the most ridiculous spot for it to be.
Yeah, I think Draco Face Off could come back to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
Because what are like Luster, Pendulum, and Trends doing really? Like I could come back to like 2, maybe 3.
Midbreaker Field?
No. It's too good. Card's insane.
Regeki, Reasoning.
Yeah, those cards are fun.
When's Rhoda coming back to 3?
Never.
It wasn't Teller Knights came out.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That
all those other Wall of Revealing Lights kind of, yeah, that card and Magical Explosion are deserving to be at 1. Keep those on there. Yeah, everything else could probably stay on there at 1. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Let's want to bring Barrage back to 3.
Absolutely now. We don't
bolster
need
that Tri-brigade Zeus.
We don't need Zeus being made anymore.
Let's bolster that more, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the semi-limit list, perfect. That's all it needs to be on there is Mally.
Just good old Mally.
That's all the only card that needs to be on there, and then everything else, sure, whatever. It's all the unbans recently. But yeah, other than that, those are like the main cards I would say could come off / should. But yeah.
All right, and then our last question
of the night
is: do you guys go through cycles where you're in and out of Yu-Gi-Oh, or have you consistently played throughout most of your life? I cycle in and out with interest. Also, when's the pool / hot tub / beach?
Yeah,
stream?
when's the hot tub stream?
Next weekend we'll do a hot tub stream.
Hot tub stream.
Hot tub stream. That's cap.
That's cap.
I have not played consistently throughout my whole life.
Yeah.
I played when I was a kid, like I'm sure a lot of us played when I was, I think like 2005, me and my brother played for a couple of years. And then I played again when I was in middle school, I think around like 2009, 2008. I know it was like right when Synchros came out.
That was probably 2007 then, right?
I can't remember. But I remember my friend's dad had bought a synchro structure deck. I can't remember what it was, but they had like the one synchro that looks like he's wearing a scarf.
Turbo Jet.
I can't remember his name, but it was around that time.
Junk Warrior.
Yeah, it was Junk Warrior. He was playing a Junk Warrior deck around that time. And then I played for like we played like over the summer, and then we stopped playing. And then I started playing again in early mid 2014. Okay. Which looking back is like I'm really glad we got back into that time.
A good time to get back in.
Because the format that came ahead of that was like a lot of people think it's still like one of the best formats that have existed in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
As the Duelist Alliance format.
After the Duelist Alliance format is amazing.
Yeah. I kind of wish I would have played in Spellbook Ruler format, but I was a year too late on that. But you know, what are you gonna do?
Is what it is.
So yeah, I haven't played consistently. So I definitely do going in cycles, and I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, I played for I collected or like got the cards when I was like super young, and then played a little bit back like around when you did, like when Synchros first came out, like with Stardust and Black Rose and stuff like that. But like then dropped it until like we started back up back in 2014.
Yeah.
I know you took like a little break too, right when Lynx came out.
I did take a break
Yeah.
in I think I took 3 months of not touching a single card in late 2017. And I remember getting back in it like January of 2018 and I remember trying to like
learn Link summoning.
Yeah, learn Link summoning, play Mermail with Lynx, and it was Decode Talker. Everyone was like summoning Gofu to make Decode Talker. It was very weird. But I did take a few months. So it's like I don't know what it was. Like
you just didn't like Lynx at first.
I think it was because I didn't like the Link mechanic quite a bit because it hurt a lot of the decks that I really like to play.
True,
and it forced a very weird play style for decks like Mermail, decks like DDD that summon Xyz monsters, summon Synchro monsters. And now you have to expend all these resources to make a Link, then to make those cards. Yeah. And it was also I think it was at a point like. We went to a YCS earlier that year.
Oh, true. It was in that Pittsburgh, and you sold a bunch of stuff. Didn't do too well. Like, cards are really expensive. Like, I think Zoo is still, like, the best deck, or, like, True Draco. All those cards are still really expensive. Ash was, like, a $90 card. Almost $100 card. So, like, it was very expensive to play. And, I don't know, I just fell out of interest. And then... You're interested in other things. Like, that's when you got, like, into, like, gaming.
Yeah, I was not into Overwatch quite a bit, and that's when I think I, spent a lot of time playing Overwatch, which I don't really regret because I love Overwatch. It's a great game. Still, yeah. But taking that break was actually kind of nice because it allowed me to come back with more of a passion for the actual game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I had kind of felt bad about taking those months off, so when I came back, I wanted to like really put a lot of time and effort in to kind of make up for the time lost. But
yeah, I haven't really taken any breaks since I've started playing. I've been playing pretty much the whole way through since I started.
Because that time period that I was not playing was like Spiral format.
Yeah, it was like right at the start of Spiral format. It was like when you came back in, I believe.
Yeah, because I remember you playing that. Yeah,
dude, loved Spiral. That deck was so much fun. It was so good. Why did they have to ban it in 1 week?
Tier 0 strategy.
Oh my god, I hate when they do that stuff. It just like let us play for a little bit longer and then hit it. Like you don't have to hit it right away.
Like the Pepe deck.
Oh my god, I hate when they E-banned the whole deck pretty much. It was ridiculous.
Monkey board, plush fire, Joker, yeah.
It's like, bro, come on. You literally got barely a week to play with these new cards. It's just like, let us play with it for like at least a little bit longer. Like, jeez.
Yeah.
But yeah, I played all the way through. I started Link format. That was probably the most I actually played Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like that whole year of 2017. Like, I played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! In that year. Like one of my spare moments, like I was just playing Yu-Gi-Oh! If I could.
Going to events.
Going to like just locals too, because there's like locals like almost every day of the week here, like at the time, which was weird, but there was, and I tried to go to as many as I could with Zoo, even in Link format with Zoo or Invoked or True Draco. I would just take those decks, and it was great. But yeah. I haven't stopped playing since.
Nice.
I
was just recalling, like, I don't ever think you ever took, like, time off to not play. You've just always been on the grind.
Always been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe there's some times where I wouldn't play it as much, but I'd still, like, follow the game and still, like, go to locals and stuff just to, like, hang out with friends and stuff.
But there was never a moment where, like, for an extended period of time where you just
there was no, like, month that I would just not touch a card or just, like, not look at Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. So, yeah.
Well, I think that's probably going to wrap up this episode. Yeah. I think we've been going for an hour plus, hour 14 minutes now.
Not bad.
Which is good. We're going to try to keep these episodes about an hour for our listeners and watchers. And yeah, we are going to be doing always doing a Q&A segment at the end of every podcast. So again, join the Discord if you're not in the Discord already. Link in the description. Again, if you want, SoundCloud link will be down in the description below. Episodes 1, or I think just episodes 2 is on there. And episode 3, episode 1 is not, but it's on the channel already. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Appreciate it. Hopefully the next one will be a lot sooner. We were going to do one online, but never really got up to doing that.
Just more fun to do in person, too.
Exactly.
just way more fun.
Yeah, and yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yep, thank you guys.
Thanks for being on.
Thank you for always having me.
And last but not least, of course, a shout out goes to all of the YouTube members supporting this channel, and a special thanks to our Divine Level channel member. His name is Cadillacs84, aka Cadillacs. Man, thank you so much for your continued and very generous support of the channel, allowing videos and many other videos like these to be possible. So again, thank you for your very generous support.